My name's Mikal Steele. As he said, I'm from Burnsville, Minnesota, an entrepreneur out here. I grew up, born and raised, Burnsville, loved it, Shout out to the Blaze. That's actually where me and Denarius actually met. My parents were both entrepreneurs. My mother was a hairstylist as well as a real estate agent. My father was also an entrepreneur into many things. And when I was growing up, my first job ever was McDonald's. And what I learned working that first job is work ethic. Honestly, I worked at McDonald's for an entire year, and it was amazing. No lie, I loved it. To be honest, had really got my full of it though. At the end of that 1 year, I was over it to say the least, and I was just looking for bigger and better things. So I actually moved in to start working at retail places in the mall, which eventually brought me to Mall of America, which eventually brought me into launching my first business back in 2013, that December. And when it comes to this, that's why I'm here today. What my vision did is it expanded. I bumped into my pastor, super random, and he sat me down. He showed me a concept. I'm actually in the network marketing arena, and I looked at it like I'd never done anything like this before, never seen anything done like this before, but it looked like my dreams. Everybody really wants to go and live an abundant lifestyle. Everybody wants to go and travel the world, create a family, and just really grow up loving a life that they live. And living a life that they love, excuse me. And that's what this looked like to me. He introduced me to people who had that. So once I found some people who had what I wanted, I started doing what they did, and I got what they have. And now over the last 7 years, I've been blessed. Over the last 7 years, my wife and I, we've traveled a lot of the corners of this country, this world, really bigger than this country. Been on over 75 vacations together, had a lot of fun. When it comes to the business arena, I really just got to work year one, broke a few world records, really made a name for myself. And then from there, I really just started to pour into people. The cool thing about what I do in network marketing is you don't get to where you want to go unless you help enough people get to where they want to go. So with that is what threw me down the path of leadership, of becoming a speaker, and of just wanting to see people push for more. So that kind of brings me into my talk that I was going to do today. A few things that I wanted to point out for you guys is one, a thing that my mom actually instilled in me when I was young. She would always say, ask, believe, act, receive, in that order, literally. And I appreciate that. What I wanted to really give you guys today is what it takes to live your dream life. First and foremost, you got to know what that is. A lot of people think they know. Bye, babe, love you. They think they know exactly what their dream life is, but truly people haven't gotten specific. And that's one thing I like to do with a lot of my team. I ask them, what does their life look like in a few years? What's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? Majority of people, just like me at 18, they don't know. Even people that I've met that are well into their 30s, they don't know what the next 5 years look like. And as I heard back in the day, it said, hey, if you don't know where you're going to be in 5 years, more than likely you're already there. So I just started to purposely start to push people around me and make sure I'm getting around people that are also pushing me to hit that next level. And when it comes to push, that also brings me to a point I wanted to go over with you guys. PUSH stands for, to Mikal Steele, persist until success happens. That is it. That is all. When it comes to your dream life, of course, you've got to see it. You've got to know what it is, but also you've got to push yourself to go and get there. You've got to stick around. And really, that just brings me to my last closing point that I'll spend these last few minutes on, is the 4 ifs that make anything worthwhile, but really the 4 ifs that will get you to your dream life. Now, when it comes to that first if, the first if is one of the most important. It's if you learn. If you learn about the things that you want, you'll eventually go and find them. If you learn from other people's experiences, whether that be good or bad, we can learn, we don't have failures rock seminars, but we have a lot of people that have failed and succeeded at different things in life. And it's very easy to kind of speed up your learning curve if you take from the failures as well as the successes. And in today's society, a lot of people are afraid to talk about their failures. And truly, I believe that's the best part. In my business, I failed multiple times. I've had to build it, restart. And yes, it's been hard as we're gonna go say that word because we live. But truly, that's what makes it worth it. I tell a lot of people that I talk to, I say, hey, what would a touchdown be if you didn't have to run through a D line? If the failures weren't there, you literally would just be running across the field with the football. You know what I'm saying? By yourself. That's nowhere near as fun as it is when you're actually running through a D line, when you know that you pushed and you gave every ounce of bit of strength to get to that goal line. And that's what it's about. So if you learn from people's positives as well as their negatives, you'll end up speeding up your learning curve. Now, the second if is if you try. You can learn all there is about a company. You can learn a compensation plan. You can learn all the details about the business that you want to launch. You can learn all there is to know about women if you're looking to get into a relationship, or vice versa, men. You can learn all the things in the world, but if you don't try, if you don't put any action in, you won't get anything. And that's why my mom always used to tell me growing up. She said, ask, believe, act, then you receive. You won't get anywhere if you don't try, period. Now, the third the third if is near and dear to my heart. The third if to make everything worthwhile is if you stay. A lot of people have a habit of quitting. A lot of people have a habit of seeing one goal and then kind of some things get jumbled around, and all of a sudden they quit this and they're on to the next. You know, I read a quote today and it said, man, a lot of people ran when I blew the house down, but they didn't know I was really just taking everything down to go and build a mansion. I was just trying to see who was going to pick up a hammer. And that quote hit me like a ton of bricks because it's so true. A lot of people, when they're going through something, especially in business, life will happen. You'll have a child, or the business model will change a little bit. And a lot of people will get up and they're out. It's worth it if you stay. I'm one of those people who I felt it multiple times in my business where I had some people that were around me that got discouraged with the vision and they decided to quit. They decided to go do other things, and God bless them. They've been successful in those other things as well. But I stayed, and I reaped those benefits of staying as well, as everybody can see from my life and my results and the results of the people around me that also stayed as well. So life is always good if you stay. I mean, if you were playing as an athlete on a basketball game and then we're head to head third quarter, all of a sudden we start losing and we're behind, we're getting into the fourth quarter. And as we get into the fourth quarter, now they're up 25 points. If you were to leave the game, we'd run you out of town. You don't represent this team. That's it, period. It's worthwhile if you stay, no matter if you win, you lose, or you draw, because you learn from those failures and you get better at it regardless. So life is good if you stay, truly. Now, the fourth if it is the most important of all. Anything is worthwhile if you care, period. If you care a little bit, you'll have a little bit of results. If you care a lot, you'll have immeasurable results. If you really, 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 really cultivate that caring character, you'll have results that'll blow your mind, even if you saw it first. And that's really what makes your dream life possible. If you learn from yourself, from your failures, from your positives, from other people, their successes, their failures, if you stay, if you try, and if you care. And that's it. And eventually you just push. Always, you just push. Anybody who's on my team, they know. I push. I persist until success happens, and I hope that they all do the exact same thing. And with this 15 minutes that I have with everybody on here, all I really want to give everybody is from this kid who was 18 years old, working 18-hour days, 6 days a week at 3 jobs, who used to take the bus to work every single day. My girlfriend was living with me in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I didn't see her for 6 days out of the week because I only got really 4 hours of sleep at home. From the kid who went from living that type of lifestyle, didn't go to college, school wasn't as really his thing, to launching a business, to now I'm a full-time father, full-time husband, full-time entrepreneur, full-time mentor, and a leader of leaders. And we've cultivated a community. We're just building a wealthy community all around. Wealthy when it comes to relationships, wealthy when it comes to mindset, wealthy when it comes to financial literacy, as well as their financial accounts, like everything. And that's what I'm about, truly. And I just wanted to take this 15 minutes to really get into whoever's watching this and let you guys know, 1, your dream life is attainable. 2, you got to believe that you're actually going to get it. You got to have some hope, because if you don't have hope, you won't have belief. And if you don't have belief, you won't have faith. And if you don't have faith, you won't put the action to back up the faith. The faith won't back up the hope. that you have to really believe that you have, or excuse me, the faith won't back up the belief that you have to eventually get to that dream that you hope to attain. So with that, you guys just, one, realize your dream life is attainable. Two, like I said, it's attainable if you ask, believe, you act, and you receive. Period, point blank. So I appreciate y'all for having me. I know I'm coming up on the end of my 15 minutes here, but when it comes to this thing, you guys, I'm here. My social media is easily accessible. Shoot me a DM. I answer back. I'm very personable. I was just put on this earth to make an impact. That's all I've ever wanted to do. Haven't really cared about money. Just wanted to live a great life with the people that I was around and have enough time to do it. And that's what I've been able to build over these last 7 years. And that's what I'm thankful for. And as we go forward in this entrepreneurial journey, I just hope that I can bring a lot more people with me. I hope that people can see me and see if that guy can do it. The random guy from Burnsville, Minnesota, who used to walk around with drumsticks in his pocket everywhere he went and a pair of headphones. If he can go and live his dream life, then there's no reason that you can't either.